money in your bank account. Do you have to be only 2 months? We don't need to establish that for 2 years that the money's been in the account. That's not the result of a good transaction.
We're only looking back 2 months.
2 months.
Okay. Yes.
Do you recommend one brings one's own lawyer to the closing? I mean, this seems to be a pretty well-oiled operation. But
yeah, I was asked that a lot.
Yeah.
Sorry. They asked if you could bring your own lawyer to the closing. I would say yes. I mean, even though a lot of it is, yeah. Lawyer questions I don't really try to answer either way. You know, like I don't really want to give advice that's out of my, comfort range. But yes.
So there is no minimum number of units that have to be purchased before you will start providing mortgages.
We are the ground people. We're the 0% to, because some banks say once it gets to 35%, they'll jump in, and make sure everything's okay. It's almost like, like the kids, it's like, we're the ones jumping in first, and then if it's not too cold and they're not screaming, then the other banks will jump in. I've heard some at 35%. I've heard some banks will jump in when it's 50% sold, too. And then, everyone can jump in when it's, 90% sold. But but we're one of the ones that will sell right from the beginning. Yes?
Could raise your hands higher.
It's beyond that secondary lens, correct? Your bank.
Correct.
So
we're not a secondary lender. That's the first part. Go ahead.
Yes. So is there any way that this can change during a certain period of years, like 5, 10 years, you might become secondary lender, you might sell it to somebody else?
Okay, the question is there a chance that in 5, 10 years we could sell this loan to someone else? There's a couple reasons. I don't want to say 100% no, okay, because there's always a possibility. But in 5, 10 years, when the mortgage rates are 8%, who's going to want to buy a 3.75 growth? We'd have to pay them to take their loan. Literally pay them and to take a loan like that's going to be made now. And also, it would assume that the building in 5, 10 years is probably 90% sold with the sponsor owning less than 10% units. So that's very doubtful as well. So double doubtful on the answer. Yes, I'll say that.
Now, let's say you will sell us to another bank, right? Will they have rights to change the rate?
If that, very unlikely, the question was, could we change anything if we did sell it? Very unlikely it'd be sold. If it was sold, has to stay exactly the same.
So it's fixed rate.
So yeah, so if you pick a fixed rate 30-year mortgage, whether it was us in 10 years from now, we get bought out by a big bank, which knowing our mentality is not going to happen because we like to be, a little bit independent, what our bank, does. But your mortgage will stay the same rate during the whole time and can get paid right from your amalgamated account or from your other account, right like it was before. So no changes in the products. Right.
Did you say earlier that no mortgage insurance underwriter will touch the building? So
correct.
You did say that.
No mortgage underwriter will touch the building,
okay.
Yes.
So, and you also said that Amalgamated will only make loans if you put 20% down.
Correct.
But competitors who are in place may have expressed the willingness to do 10% down, which then, at least industry-wide, requires PMI insurance. So who's going to underwrite the PMI for those people here who may want to put 10% down? Even though obviously they can't get a loan for you, but
right.
I just wanted to clarify that statement that you've heard that literally no mortgage insurance underwriter will touch the building.
Correct.
So does that not mean that nobody will get 10% down?
There could be lenders that take that risk themselves without the reason banks get, without PMI and just say, hey, if they default, they default. Okay. But in general, there'll be no insurance company. Banks don't like to usually do that much of a risk on this. So, yes.
We have all these caveats about selling and flip checks and, has to be a qualified buyer. But some of the banks seem concerned about the fact that we have this mystery event that's going to happen in 30 years when the land lease is up.
65.
16 years or
58.
Oh, I'll be dead, sorry, I'm not gonna.
58 years. She just said there's something that could happen in 58 years with the land lease, and then she said, but I'll be dead, so I don't care. That was the comment. Yeah. Yes, very sure. What's it?
Transactions we do here, or we have to go to Rhode Island to do the central branch, or we do it here?
What?
The transaction, the whole.
I don't know.
Getting a loan.
I think the closings will get, no, the closings. You're talking about the closings, or you're talking
The
about?
whole transaction, we have to go to specific branch, or?
No, you can do everything for the mortgage here. I don't know exactly, I would guess the closings will probably take place in, you know what, I don't exactly know, but probably in the management office of, you know, where you guys live. Okay, you probably just have to go downstairs for the closings.
Pre-approval letter, get it done here or?
Yeah, the pre-approval letter is, I've set appointments here for people, the people that can be in the city. I've met people like, you know, Tuesday night I met people in the city, today I met people here, you know. What was the last name? Okay, I have everyone's name written down, okay? So, email me and then, you know, you have my email. Your email comes to me all the time, you'll have it, okay?
You have a phone,
And you have, okay, yeah, and you have the phone. I will make sure that, you know, I'll tell you when I'm here. Yes?
Question is about appraisal.
Questions about appraising?
Will the bank send every one of us appraisal, or we have to have appraisal?
She asked if you have to have an appraiser or the bank will send an appraiser
How
and,
is the appraisal done?
okay, and how's the appraisal done? The bank will send an appraiser that looks at each unit just to make sure that, I mean, that's what they have to do, you know, make sure that it's not holes in the ceiling or things like that. I mean, but for what you're borrowing versus what it's worth, there's not going to be nothing scary is going to happen on the appraisals, okay? Where sometimes that happens in someone buying a one-family house, so to speak, you know, that's more likely to happen. Yeah, she's saying that what I'm saying is not true about the appraisal being worth whatever. You guys are buying like half of what the market value is. So that's why I can say confidently that the appraisal won't be a problem. The only way the appraisal would be a problem is if they valued the apartment lower than what, you know, they're giving you. And that's not going to happen in this market, you know, because the only comparables they have are down the road, you know, where they're more than what, you know, the comps they have right now are down the road. The bank says that, yeah, the bank says it sends the appraisal. Okay, yeah, so we should be fine on the appraisal. Question right there. Good talk right there. Yeah, pass this time. Her first, sorry.
Do you have the staffing to handle so many people and meet with them and close by a deadline?
I've met with about 40. I've probably met about 40 people already from here, you know, and that's just in the last 2.5 weeks. So, you know, like I said, I'm making days, I'm making times, I'll be here a lot. I work late a lot, you know. I've made concessions, you know, to do so. And rules help me to come in and get the information. So sometimes I get to take the information that you give, or the numbers to her. I already know it's going to work, you know, from the information you leave here. I go meet with the people, we talk for, you know, 5-10 minutes about their questions, and I'll send them the approval letter the next day. Okay, so yes, I can, you know, with the branch's help, you know, and I have some staff too. I like to overlook in this case though, I have not let any of my staff hand out any of the pre-approval letters. Not because I don't trust them, but just because it's your 10% out there. I want to make sure that it's 100% right and they didn't miss anything. So, but you'll get to see me and you'll get to, you know, get your approval letter. Yes.
Maybe somebody asked the question before, but I understand that our transfer of the building and signing the contract, whatever, the owner is going to be in June or month of June or July. So when do we have to actually come to you and get the mortgage?
Yeah, depending on that date, I'm thinking in April is when we put everything, you know, actual mortgage application in April. Because it'll probably be June, like, hopefully they can give us a little more specifics by then. But you've already met with me. Yes, you have, okay. Yes, okay. You have one already. Don't brag saying you have approval, that's not nice. Okay, right here, actually, same question, up front, same question. If you're 70 years old or older, if you're 70, oh, can you buy insurance? No, oh, for 30 years. Oh, the question is, if you're 70 years old or older, can you get a 30-year mortgage? The answer is yes. The same guidelines that it went into law, that age discrimination went with, you know, sexual preference discrimination went with, you know, gender discrimination, that it was all covered under the same, you know, federal laws, that you could be 100 years old and you can get a 30-year mortgage. Okay? And you know what? At that time, you'd want that too, because you'd want the payment to be as low as possible, right? I would think. I mean, anyway, and yes. Yeah, we gave a 90-year-old a 30-year mortgage, just like okay, yes.
Can a third party, such as a family member, provide a loan for the down payment?
Okay, good question. It's can a third party, like a family member, provide a loan for your down payment? You turn that off for a second?